mentioned how it's like, how do you stay so calm? And it's like,
I get that.
I don't know, like I spent so many years of my life being serious and angry and just taking everything to heart.
I lose my shit so easily, I should get my bowels checked.
But you know what, man? The fact that you're on the radio right now, actually admitting that to, you know, people that could be judging you, that could be, you know, like that takes a lot.
Yeah, but that's the thing. They say, judge not lest ye judge first. Judge not lest ye be judged first. So I judge myself before I start popping off about anybody else. Yeah. So I'm in tune, and that's why I stay in tune with my faults. If I'm pointing the finger, I'm standing in front of the mirror. And that's something that a lot of people can't say. And it's like, sometimes it's like the view, the scope. If society had looked inwardly for their own ability as opposed to outwardly with such negativity, well, instead of having to call out the mayor of Welland to pave the road by the end of summer, if not before my birthday as a present,
well, on the bright side, I think summer's coming earlier. You
know what I mean? There would be so many different things happening. First of all, we live on an island surrounded by water. Yes, Canada has islands, and they are somewhat tropical, close to the border. But irrigation systems, sun condominiums, you know what I mean? That kind of thing. But the genocide code put everybody in a situation where their first response is to conflict, and then go after the person who's least conflicting to create a common enemy. I made myself an enemy. I said, you know what? And it's funny because I learned this from Malcolm in the Middle. I said, you know what? In any situation I've come across, the best way for people to get along is to have a common problem. To have a common issue, to have a common focus. And so I said, okay, well, let's focus on something we can do together. Not realizing that I was becoming the common focus of that negativity. And when I figured that out, I said, well, if everybody else is going to get along because they have an issue with me, then I might as well keep the issue going because everybody else is happy. Then I'm thinking, wait, how's this going to affect my daughter, my wife, my family? Well, you know, sometimes people congregate outside of the house and they have conversations that they're not entirely aware occur, which lead to subsequent reactions from individuals that I personally know from their course of action don't deserve such negativity. But happy belated birthday, Jenny. Because that's the happy special person I wanted to feel like. So send a happy birthday to @JenLinLow. Don't worry, my insecurities are no longer in tow. But that's the thing. The only way, and ask a bodybuilder, the only way to improve their strength is to work on their weaknesses. So,
you know, bodybuilders is a good thing to mention because you got to think once they reach a threshold of you know, like muscle growth, like, you know, some of those guys can't really wipe their own ass.
But the thing,
you can't, you know, like once you're dealt to a certain size, it's like,
exactly.
Like it just goes to show. You look at that and you think, like, oh man, this guy's like move a car, but he can't wipe his own ass.
No, that's,
you know what I mean?
Well, that's where it comes to balance. That's where it all comes down to balance. Because, and then maintenance. It's like, okay, you come across a large sum of money for whatever reason, right? And then you live life lavish. Like you live life outside of what your normal budget is. When that surplus runs out, right? You after however much time, you get used to, you know, buying things that are more expensive, and then when you drop down to your regular budget, you realize that you can't do that, so you end up missing stuff here and there that is necessary or important. And this is me talking from my own personal experience. You know what I mean? So, Block Talks episode 54. My beef is things cost a hell of a lot more than they need to. And when you look at the fact that a barrel of oil costs less than a bucket of chicken, and the chicken is genetic, some places, there's a whole lot that we need to be concerned with other than the appearance of individuals, or maybe we should focus on the positive elements of this multicultural nation. So in an effort to expose the North, I'm going to play a track by myself. No hook necessary. I'd like to thank EBO 3.14 for that enlightening information, and hopefully you guys take some time to reflect. Okay, some people are, oh man, listen to this guy talking so retarded. What does this have to do with hip-hop? This has everything to do with life. I'm just using hip-hop as an outlet because I'm stereotyped. And sound technology actually spans to different elements of multimedia. So
true words are rare. How's the beat go where? Who is that right there? It's a block right, yeah. Another block rock, yeah. Wolf pack like where? Stay calm, God's near. Got my family here. Who, what, when, where? How'd you get that there? Stepped it up like stairs. When them haters stare, shut them down, ZLS. This is no Bel Air. Got Jazzy Prince flair. Like Jeff Smith fair. Ursher said yeah. Frank Lil John here. Station like Statham for years. Transporting hope to my peers in the midst of the fears. Producing this for the ears. Got poems for years. I speak them like Sis. Got a sauce like Sis. Movements can't share. Wood jungle is here. It's concrete out there. Rewind, take a chair. I'm founder and chair. Razor's edge here. Only God will affair. I'm singing a hook. There was no need for a hook, but this is my hook. How do you like my hook? I'm singing a hook. There was no need for a hook, but this is my hook. How do you like my hook? My business menace, Dennis, debate like a tennis, Venice, multitask like a hyper schizophrenic, massacre your jaw like an angry Dennis in the heat and Venice. Some just don't get it. You rhyme, I invent wit, more than moisture wit. Do you get it? Yeah, I said it. Style of my proud. Where were you when this got thick? Yeah, I'm that slick. No patch, not Rick. No, woo, not Rick, but rude Rick. Shouts boom tick. Now digest this. Hate gets dismissed. They cut my wrist. I dissolve stitch. Think about it. Music's my gift. I'm singing a hook. There was no need for a hook, but this is my hook. How do you like my hook? I'm singing a hook. There was no need for a hook, but this is my hook. How do you like my hook? 613, I politic. Words are raw, what they get you from drunk alcoholic. General Isle, sonic boom when I spit tune with the boom outcast. My spirit outlast, everlast. Shadowbox in my demons. Seems to me that it seems to be we bring doom to those who assume like that legendary legion. Stanza similar to sermons, dancer. Who's the boss? What's the cost? Some jerk offs come in, spitting caveman ceiling. Freedom of speech, lyrics to teach you to see inception, how it enter your subconscious. And you know that the flow is bonkers, so don't call it monotonous. I'm singing a hook. There was no need for a hook, but this is my hook. How do you like my hook? I'm singing a hook. There was no need for a hook, but this is my hook. How do you like my hook?
all right. Again, track back to back by yours truly, collabos.
Armageddon got him stressing, I'm caressing my land. Blessings always etching the lesson, second guessing the plan. Nope, not a chance, we will survive. Even when the economy's barren, we will rise. Where the wetlands at? Oh wait, that's a condo. Or a residential area with Jane and John Doe. Me, I'm just here in my so-called studio. Doing what I feel is my so-called duty, yo. Listen up, time to pay attention, use your common sense. Let go of the past, time to focus on the present now. Poverty in the streets getting worse, is prevalent. Turf wars all around, tell us what's your rhetoric. Cursing me is pathetic, my rod and my staff protect me. So brutality could get respect, but I get mine cutting reality checks. I chill like a breeze on a yacht deck, hooks put them in check. Realize we are on the brink of Armageddon. Open your eyes, take a leap, there is no half-stepping, no compromises. Analyze what is Armageddon. Will you fall or will you rise at the end of days? Realize we are on the brink of Armageddon. Open your eyes, take a leap, there is no half-stepping, no compromises. Analyze what is Armageddon. Live life's labyrinth, days craze or a maze.
Yo, we living in a barren land. This as it stand, be hot on my feet, burning up, so I ran. I'm doing all I can. I'm a man working with what I got when it's up in my hands. You gotta make movements to move across this land. You gotta be clueless to run up on your man. Cats gotta be ruthless to roll with the fence. If you ain't got duties, you get left in the ground. You can't hear me. you better fear me. Oh, now you hear me, but do you feel me? You can't hear me, you better fear me. I spit the truth, so get up, hear me clearly. I'm facing every nation with a statement I'll be making. Protect your body when the earth starts to shake it. Bodies get rocked when the ground gets a quaking. Tombstone pile driven tracks, I'm amazing.
Realize we are on the brink of Armageddon. Open your eyes, take a leap. There is no half-stepping, no compromises. Analyze what is Armageddon. Will you fall or will you rise at the end of days? Realize we are on the brink of Armageddon. Open your eyes, take a leap. There is no half-stepping, no compromises. Analyze what is Armageddon. Live life's labyrinth, days craze or amaze.
I might be crazy, but most likely I slide like ice in the spring when it breeze, so I freeze. Projecting all my enemies, then watch them bleed, then sprint to the scene. So I shoot with ease while my trigger finger bleed. Bullets in your body spread like a disease, I'm saying only death can breathe, so your life is no longer in need. Tell 'em, man, the decision I offer is left on the altar. Nigga, what's offered? A richer coffin left in your apartment to let these fiends just take what's offered. Yeah. And me, it's fitting to sort this conduct, that construct all the answers. And believe me, we about to blow up. And if you wanna speak, just throw your hands up.
Realize we are on the brink of Armageddon. Open your eyes, take a leap. There is no half-stepping, no compromises. Analyze what is Armageddon. Will you fall or will you rise at the end of days? Realize we are on the brink of Armageddon. Open your eyes, take a leap. There is no half-stepping, no compromises. Analyze what is Armageddon. Live life's labyrinth, days crazed or amazed.
Unless we start getting along better, this is ultimately going to be the end result. And by we, I mean collectively, communities, because they have us complicating certain elements of others' lives in society. But you know what? This track right here, I got from Blunt Rapper. Shout outs to Blunt Rapper, actually seeing the direction of this and working with the flow. Shout outs to Bo Bass too, though. What up, Bo?
You're so fucking fake. In reality, the life we all live is so fucking fake. You shouldn't hesitate, it's not too fucking late. You got too much on your plate, how much you gonna eat? You eat up that bullshit they serve you, why not take the path you deserve to? Think for yourself, read a book or that computer. Not everyone with a mic is like me, a straight shooter. Hold up, actually, maybe I can do some good here. If you have the ability to play a DVD, grab a seat and see Seed Guides and Food Inc. Then think twice before you do things. Who knew you could construe things and still balance your mood swing? Please pay attention when Blunt sings, and you could be cutting up them puppet strings. If you're poor, get a library card and read Fast Food America. If in life you didn't think very hard, then now I'm preparing you. Think for yourself if you have the capacity. Feel free to speak out, there's no cost to use Audacity. They've been lying to you through the teachers and the TV screen. I've been dying too. Ooh. Ask how the fuck are you believing? How do you perceive things? If someone gives you info, won't you research their teachings? Do you believe in impeaching, sending nets outreaching? Or have they all sucked you dry while you simply allow the leeching? Don't mistake this for preaching.
That track right there, you can find it SoundCloud. Look up Blunt Rapper on SoundCloud. We're about to go into Bo Baines' New Sky.
Baines.
Same name,
No
different fame.
pen. No
This track
pen.
right here, you can find on YouTube.
No pen. No. I'm automatic with the static, fuck a pad and pen. The L chunky, kush funky like an African. You hear them trumpets, gotta pump it when I'm backing in. I gotta jump inside a dump to fit this bag of men. And they can front it all they want, I know they mad again. Like with his truck up in the front, we still in back of him. The cops arrest me, try and ask me where it's shacking them. Cause every pocket that he tacking, Phil Jackson's in. Benji's on the back of them, I'm tripping like I'm traveling. Mixing all the yak and gin, I'm twisting like a rat with spin.
Nah, man. Nah. This is more of a career. You see, when you're working on a career, you have to understand. Some of these big companies like Rogers and Apple, who I've won significant bouts with. Some of these politicians, like Tim Hudak and Stephen Harper, were no longer in office because they didn't want to be accountable for the complications they've created. Some of these ministries